Hello, this is Spirit Journey, and today I'm going to talk about a very sensitive topic, and I'm going to talk about the transgender agenda. And again, but I have to preface with this video that this video will not be about gender bashing, gay bashing, or anything like that. What that person who views this video, whatever what their preference or orientation is their business. Okay? And I do not promote anyone beating up anyone who is a transgender or homosexual, gay, or LGBTQ orientation, lifestyle. Okay? But what I will talk about is about agendas. When something is being possibly socially engineered, that means that someone else's will is being imposed on you. And I'm not about that. Okay? I'm not about my putting my will on someone who openly chooses a lifestyle that I do not practice, and vice versa. It has to be a mutual respect for each other. Okay? But what I want to talk about is that I believe that there is an agenda to take people who have is born with a gender identity. I consider myself female or woman for various reasons. One, my genetics and what my exterior looks like. So my genetics and what I look like is the same. And so I consider myself and feel like a female or woman all my life. I never had a question of am I a boy or a girl. But I notice now that there is an increased topic about what's called transgender. Okay? And again, what someone's orientation is their business. But I had read something earlier today that just, the page just jumped out at me. And I felt it was important enough to do this video and share with others so that you are in the know and that you can empower yourself to act on the information that I'm going to present. Okay? So I was reading this book on David Icke. Okay? This is his book. This is his newest book. And yes, he is controversial, and he has a page in this book that I started reading early today, and I want to share with you. And again, I have talked about transgender and homosexual topics before. And so this is just reinforcing what I've discussed in the past. Okay, and so I want to read a little excerpt from his book. Okay, now the page I'm reading from, let's see. Okay, the page I'm reading from is from the chapter called Advancing the Spell, and it starts on page 360, that's 360, and also on page 361. Okay. Again, I'm going to just lift it up. And again, you could read, so you don't think I'm making up the words. So you could I'll show it on screen, and you can press the video on pause so you can read at your own leisure. It starts from the bottom part of this page. Let's see. I hope you can get it. So I hope you can see that there. And then, okay, you can't see it. And there. Okay. It's really the top part. So I don't know where you could see it. But if you can, great. I'm going to start reading now. Let's see. Over here. Okay. Okay. The Williams Institute, an American think tank, estimated in 2016 that transgender people represent only 0.6% of adults in the United States, or around 1.4 million out of a U.S. population of 362 million. The number has significantly increased in recent years with all the propaganda to encourage and pressure people, especially the young, to question their gender identity when they have never felt the need to do so before. Okay, this is the part I really want to emphasize. The highest ratio of transgender people in the United States were found to be in the District of Columbia, dominated by Washington, D.C. Also up there was California, the holy grail of political correctness, where the Frankfurt School located. It is not a coincidence that Washington, D.C. and California are at the forefront of transgender propaganda designed to confuse gender identity. This is not to say that people's gender choice shouldn't be respected within the balance, and of course that is right. How people choose to see themselves is purely their own business. But why do they have to make it my business? Okay, it goes on, and then it says, respecting those who genuinely choose a transgender identity is not what political correctness is all about. The mind scam is to install, okay, this emphasis here, right? The mind scam is to install gender confusion in those that would not otherwise be confused. And there is a clear and serious reason for why this is being done, which I will be addressing. Okay? Now, when I read that passage this morning, I was really, really excited, because I talked about this before. Like, what this is saying is that there is a concept. The transgender population, according to David Icke in this book, someone did a study to find out what's the percentage of transgender, and the percentage is less than 1%, not even 0.5%. It's 0.1% of the U.S. population. But there is a strong focus on this. Why? You have more problems with GMO foods that are making people sick and giving people cancers and stuff, which is in the millions, but you don't hear about it. Okay? So there's a reason. And according to David Icke and myself, I tend to agree with what he's saying, that there is a reason behind it. And what I thought was really pointed with the verse that I just read, the passage that I just read, when it said DC, Washington DC, the highest concentration of transgender people. Now, we all know who lives in Washington DC, Black people. And it's actually not a state. It's a district, like the District of Columbia. DC stands for the District of Columbia. So in all of the United States, where you have the highest concentration of Black people, and to find out that the largest number of transgenderism is there, and also in California. So, I believe with that information, again, statistics are statistics, and according to the statistics, that the highest number are there in those two places, that why is it in a place that's overwhelmingly Black? My answer is that the Black population, as I mentioned in a past video, that I felt before even reading this book, that the transgender, homosexual, LGBTQ movement or awareness is purposely being designed against the Black people in America, because it's another way of social engineering. See, I'm against social engineering. Again, I have to keep on repeating. Someone who chooses because they just want a particular lifestyle, if they choose it out of their own volition, go right ahead. But this is by social engineering design against a specific demographics. And it's no question for me why, again, the largest population of the homeless, of people who are in jail, are being socially engineered to do certain things. Okay? And again, I believe, and there are what we call technologies, and I want to here to upload that as well. There's another video that I want to share with you about the different technologies that are being used on various populations of all different types of groups. But I think specifically Black people are being targeted so that they are confused. Okay, this transgender movement, that people didn't have a question. There wasn't an issue within their being about who and what they are. I've never asked as a little girl, oh, do you feel like a boy or girl? Why even throw that out there to a child? Again, it is to create confusion. And when you confuse a population, let's say based on, television shows, movies, music, you get the idea why it's being thrown out there to people. It is to confuse and to bring into awareness something that was not there to be aware for. Such as or what your gender is, or what your sexual orientation is liking to. Who do you like? I've never been asked that type of question. I want to know it's insanity. And to approach a little child, I think it should be something to punish people who are sexualizing children in school by putting that out there. Are you a boy or girl? They don't need to know that, what gender you feel like or be. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Okay? So they should be more, I think the school system should be more preoccupied with making sure they know how to read, write, know how to think, to teach them skills, computer skills, typing skills. Those skills out there that will give them good paying jobs. Teach them about health. You get what I'm saying? Okay? And again, where I live, I notice there's a growing homosexual and the LGBTQ manifest where I live. Their posters and places where they congregate. And I want to put up here this picture. I want to put it. That's it. I want to put it right up here. If you go there, when I edit this video, it's going to be right up there. A picture of a man and what the man is wearing. Okay, it's a picture of a black man. Now, why would they do that? You want to put representation of people in a positive way. See, again, it's done to feminize the black man. If you feminize the black man, then you don't have to worry about him marrying your daughter, your white daughter. So again, if he's not interested in the opposite gender, the black male, then he's not going to reproduce. He's not going to have children. And it's going to decrease the population, the black population. Or let's say you produce movies and stuff, and to show the black man, let's say with someone of the opposite sex, but it's not a black woman. So again, the number of black people will decrease, and you're going to have mixed race, and again, blur their identity and cause confusion. So this is a tool for social engineering, and it's another form of genocide through technologies without being invasive. Okay? So they're not physically doing this stuff. They're not physically castrating us, but they're socially designing it so that you won't find attractive a person from your own community, the member of the opposite sex, and form family and build community. Okay? So I'm doing this video as an alert, as an emergency that is being targeted against black people. Okay? And I also want to share in this video this clip that I found. It's from Joe from the Carolinas. He was saying that this person had done a FOIA request to the government, and when they sent the documents to that person, that they sent, I think, more than they intended to, and exposing these technologies and what they can do. And I just have to show it. And so I want to show that up here.
So this is coming from boingboing.com, and it's when journalist Curtis Walton filed a FOIA request from the Washington State Fusion Center, which is partnered with the Department of Homeland Security, to obtain information about Antifa and white supremacist groups. He got more than he bargained for. He also accidentally received a mysterious file on psychoelectric weapons with the label EM effects on human body.zip. The file included methods of remote mind control. So I went ahead and got a copy of that file, and just keep an eye right up here. I'm just going to throw you some images that were in that file. Now, they go quick to say that these images actually don't appear to have originated from a government source, but nonetheless, if the government's collecting this information, why are they collecting the information even if they're not producing it? I mean, the first image is the image of the human body, as you can see, and up near the brain pan there, it talks about electromagnetic effects, reading and broadcasting thoughts, controlling dreams, forced waking visions, some synced with body motion, microwave hearing, transparent eyelids, artificial tinnitus, which is ringing in the ears, forced movement of jaw and clacking of teeth, holy cow, forced muscle quaking in the large muscles of the back, forced precision manipulation of hands, sometimes synced to the forced waking visions. I mean, I'm already seeing a trend here that if this stuff is true or even half true, they can basically use electromagnetic waves, if done in such a way, to get somebody to do something they don't want to do. They can get their hands to move, they can have them dream about whatever, they can have them stand in one place and not be able to move without anybody touching them. Let's move on. Forced memory blanking and induced erroneous actions. So basically false memories. False memories. We can make you screw up is what they're saying. You're not going to remember this, but you're going to screw up. What does that sound like to you? I mean, that to me sounds like what a lot of these conspiracy theories talk about, which is someone getting suicided. And I think back about Phil Schneider, how Phil Schneider was talking about all of this apparently classified stuff involving his work with the government as a geologist, making these really long tunnels deep underground. And the guy wrapped his own catheter around his neck while he was in a wheelchair or in bed or something and killed himself with it. Kind of strange. Sounds to me like an induced erroneous action, but that's just my opinion and I could be wrong. Continuing along here, induced changes to hearing, both apparent direction of where this sound's coming from and volume, and sometimes even content. That goes back to that whole voice of God technology that we were talking about in the live stream the other day. And then sudden, violent itching inside the eyelids from these electromagnetic waves, and then special attention to the genital areas, including itching, forced orgasm, and intense pain. I mean, this sounds really, really cruel.
So, I just hope that the right eyes see this video and know that I care about all of you who watch this video. If they do it to blacks, they're going to do it to you too. Of all races, religions, okay? They're doing it. Oh, and I just remembered something else. I think it's going to be a TV series. And the TV series is about a black man and a black woman. The man gets thrown in jail. Just a typical street type of person, and the black woman goes into business. You know, she's in the business world, and she's, I think, either married or living with the white man with her children that she had from the relationship with the black man, and how it makes the black man look like a damn fool, and is putting a rift between the black man and the black woman deliberately, I believe. And I hope I'm able to put that up there, up on this top here, if I can find it.
Why are you not taking my calls?
I'm in the middle of a meeting, okay?
Damn! That's your office? Nice! Here it comes! I got locked up for 15 years. I used to be just like y'all. Check your own potential, man.
Actually, sorry to interrupt.
Let's go to brunch! I love it!
What the?
Okay, what was said was the B word. And so you have a young white female who is addressing that to two black men, and they appear, in my opinion, to be someone who is feminine in nature, or what some would say gay. Okay? So again, the black male is being feminized and unempowered.
What happened to Brooklyn?
Brooklyn!
Where have you been? This neighborhood changed. The woman that I love is with a white dude. And I'm the father.
Thank you so much for being here. You think you're just gonna be able to walk right back into our lives?
Those are my kids too.
Make something of yourself.
Okay, so what happened there? You have a black woman who's saying, I reject you, black man. You're not man enough to take care of your children. And the white man is.
Never fall. Hey, get the back before I knock your out.
You have a moment to save the polarized caps?
Oh, half calf, no.
See that? It's to indicate, even though the black woman has moved up the ladder business-wise, she's still a woman of the street. And here someone approaches her to just ask her a question, but what does she do? She overreacted and was acting what some would call thuggish.
No foam mocha latte with an extra shot of espresso split into 2 cups.
So, would you want to hire someone like this in your coffee house or any employment? Someone who reacts uncivilized? Someone who acts like a buffoon? This is what's being portrayed here. A black man who is immature and not taking life seriously. So this reminds me of the incident that happened at Starbucks a couple of days ago, where you have 2 black men who were professionals. They were to have a business meeting, and they came 10 minutes early, and then at least one of them went to the front to request the code or the key to go to the bathroom, and was told you have to purchase something first and then you can get access to the bathroom. He sits back down. 2 minutes later, the person that they spoke to comes to the table where the 2 men were sitting, and asked if they needed to, if they wanted to buy something. They said, no, we were just waiting for someone. And that's when she called 911 and told the cops that there's a disturbance and to remove the gentleman. So movies like this is what teaches whites and everyone else not to take black people seriously and that they are dangerous. This is very serious. So yes, this is a red alert, and that you guys who watch this, you ladies who watch, anyone who watches this video, to share this video with friends and family members. Talk to your community. Talk to, your congressman or your senator, and share that, hey, you think that social genocide is being done in your community. Let them know. Maybe they don't know. Or again, maybe they do know. So I hope you like this video, and thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.